Well, good evening. You know who this is. This is Isaac David Brigmond, and it's another episode of the Isaac David Brigmond Show. And I want to tell y'all something. I know I ain't done one of these in a while, but let's turn this hat backwards so y'all can see me better. I know this don't look right, me with a backwards hat probably, but we'll do it anyway. Okay. What I'm about to tell y'all is on today's episode, it's about 9:48. And Thursday will be December the 1st. So I want to tell y'all something. On this episode, we're going to call it the episode called Oops. Oops, meaning that there's been times in history I have seen people talking about things that... we talk about mishaps in history, and sometimes if you're involved in those mishaps, you are so embarrassed by it, you don't want no one to even bring it up. What did you expect? You not to be involved in a historical oops and no one say nothing about it, because that's exactly what they're going to do, and that's what they want to do. And we got to face that fact that it's going to happen, and it's going to be that way. I don't get it. I care about you people, but y'all got to understand, I don't put up with that myself. A lot of you people oops a lot, and then you say to yourselves, well, what do I do now? Well, I tell you something, folks, when you oops, people bring up things that happened in the past. And when they do, a lot of times you're in the middle of something you didn't mean to be in the middle of, and you're like, oh. And it's like, well, what did you expect? I mean, I've seen guys... Now, I'm going to admit to it. I'm going to admit to some stuff that might freak you people out, and it might make you feel sorry for me, and it might not. I'm going to tell you one. I'm scared of spiders, and when it comes to video games, here's something that may make you feel like, why? And I don't know why, but it happened. When I first saw, for the first time ever, somebody else play the Resident Evil Part 1, the first one they ever came out with, the scene where you're going by a couch and the demon dogs or zombie dogs or whatever they call them, when they bust through that window, it scared the mess out of me. So I'm admit to it. And I'm not trying to say nothing good or bad about it. I'm just saying it scared me. And y'all think that's a ridiculous thing to be scared of, but you know what? How many of y'all ever admitted to something and then didn't want no one to know about it? Y'all know that's something that y'all went through too, but y'all wouldn't say nothing about it. So you find out later that you are a coward if you cannot admit that there's something in your life that freaked you out so bad you didn't want no one to talk about it. Hey, come on, it happens. We all do some oops moments. We have our moments where we're scared of something. Look at me. You guys out there who are sitting at home right now. Trying to see something here. Okay, you guys right now that are sitting at home, deep in love with somebody, and when y'all hear a song, and all of a sudden that song makes you cry, don't act like you're too macho to cry. There is such a thing as macho sensitivity, where it's a sensitivity that only works for people like yourself. People that are, if you ain't muscle by body mass, you're muscle by your attitude. Me, I'm half weightlifter, half flabby man, meaning I use little hand weights at home. I try to walk around my neighborhood and I try to do stuff like that. I got a little gut on me, but I do have some upper muscle strength. So I admit to that, and I'm not ashamed to say that. I need to work more on it and make the rest of me more muscled up. But at least I admit to it. And I'm not going to sit there and tell y'all that anytime I've ever been deep in love, and I'm not going to say if I am now or not, because I want y'all to talk to me about that subject yourself. But I did not have a problem with admitting that there were times I listened to videos, like music videos, or watched them and listened to the music, or however you want to call it, and saw certain movies. I cried because I kept thinking about the one I was so deeply in love with. And I don't see a problem with that. If you can say that and admit to it, that makes you more a man than you'll ever know, guys. Guys, we got to stop trying to be this here rocks. If we're going to be rocks, we need to be the kind of rock that says that we're going to be a mountain that won't be moved by the devil. That we stand up for God. Not this mess about we stand up and say we don't even get crying when something happens. Guys, we're sissies when we do this mess. You got to wake up, guys. Wise up. If you like coffee, if you like roses, hey, men can like roses and still be macho. Today's macho man isn't what it was yesterday. I mean, it's not all about Schwarzenegger, Stallone, Van Damme, and Seagal, because a lot of them have changed their ways, and that makes me mad. Chuck Norris ain't so bad about it. He's kind of stuck to his guns about his fighting skills, but the rest of them decide bullets and guns and knives are more the thing, and I say why I changed that subject. I love you people, and I want y'all to understand that love is a friendship, a brotherhood, and I wouldn't trade that for nothing in the world, because I've done things in my life that I know I'm not proud of. I said things to people I wasn't proud of, but at least I admitted to it, and I didn't sit there and boo-hoo about it. So in other words, what I'm saying is, when you sit there and cry and weep and wail about how macho you are, how you don't do this and that, you're a bunch of crybabies crying all about the fact that you don't cry like a baby. Crying is nothing wrong with it. We cry when people die. We cry when babies are born. We cry for puppies and kittens. We cry for movies. We cry for sentimental songs. But as long as you know you're not sitting there trying to have gay sex, you guys, what's the problem? And even if you had gay sex, that's on your head. It's not my head. I mean, you do what you want to do with your life. I'm not for or against that subject. I'm just saying I'm the middleman, because the middleman usually stays his butt out of trouble and says, look, as long as you ain't trying to convert me to be the opposite of what I already am, that's fine. I'm not going to be a Satanist. I'm already a good Christian man. I'm not going to just say, oh, well, because if you talk to me about my love life and I divulged some things to you, you got to understand that that means that, oh, wait a minute, if he said all this about himself, that means he ain't gay. No, but if you are, that's your lifestyle and that's your way of life. It ain't mine. I mean, I ain't trying to tell you your life. I mean, if you want to be that way, that's you. But don't try to force it on me. And don't try to tell me that if I don't follow a certain regiment, I'm going to hell. Because as long as I'm following God's regiment, what's the big deal? And I got to tell y'all, you know, Donald Trump, I hope you become a man of God if you're not already. And if you are, please announce it to the world, because we've been begging and hoping and pleading and praying to God and Jesus that you'll do it one day. You'll be a man of God and stand up about it. If you're not already, do it. I'm trying to say that I don't mind you being president. What I mind is that you don't make your religious beliefs known. Are you Catholic? Are you Baptist? Are you anything? Even non-denominational would be a denomination. The religion of non-denominational beliefs means that you believe in God and Jesus and the Bible and heaven more, and church more than anything else. And that's, if you believe in that, that's fine. But Donald Trump, I hope you're watching this video. If you can confess to the world you're a Christian, if you can figure out how to get a hold of me, I'll invite you to my church that I go to. And I'll tell you, you must be hungry when you come, because we eat at this church every time the doors are open. I'm trying to be your friend, President Trump. I'm trying to do what I can to help you out by showing you that there are Christians who want to be your friend and want to be on your side, but we can't if we don't know where you stand. We don't want to offend your beliefs. We want to be able to say, look, you're our brother in Christ, because we feel like that maybe you got a chance to start something. I'm not against Hillary Clinton at all, because she needs the Lord too. And y'all need to put y'all's feud aside and realize we're fixing to have an important day coming up called Christmas. And what is the reason for this season? The birth, the death, and the crucifixion of Christ. So don't be sitting there worried about fighting about an election that done come and gone and trying to get a recount on stuff. It don't make no sense. Let it go, folks. Let's worry more about the important things in life. And I'm trying to tell y'all, I want y'all to have a good life. I want y'all to enjoy the fact that if you love wrestling, don't take that too seriously, because there are going to be their ups and downs in that story. And if you like football, there's ups and downs in that story. Appreciate it, but don't go too far with it. And I thank y'all for the fact that y'all love me to the point to cuss me out at times. And if you didn't cuss me and bless me out, you were thanking me for something I did for y'all. And I understand that, but don't go to the point to just take yourself and cause a metaphorical suicide where you kill yourself while still being alive by saying things that don't need to have been said. So let's just stop the fussing and fighting, and let's start the loving and the healing, and let's start trying to do what Jesus said to do. He was born on Christmas. He had a follower, not following him in the sense of, I'm following you to be your friend. It was more like, I'm following you to be right behind you, to kill you. What was his name? King Herod. From the get-go, that's the one. Actually, it wasn't the one that really wanted him dead. It was the devil, but devil didn't get what he wanted. So you have to understand that. But I'm just trying to tell you people, let's put our feuds aside. Let's start trying to love one another, pray for each other, and start trying to get along. Because we ain't going to be around much longer, so let's get that straight. Lord, I hope and wish and pray we get it straight right now, because this is getting ridiculous. And I just don't want y'all, and I want every YouTuber to band together and try to give each other a good Christmas, even if it's nothing more than prayers and thank yous for the good deeds some of them have done. If you haven't done a good deed yet, talk to God and Jesus about where you stand. I know some of you guys on here are atheists, and I know that you don't believe in God and Jesus, and I know that me talking about it might offend your delicate situation, but I don't care. But I'll let y'all go, and I want y'all to understand that I was just saying that history will show that you oopsed at times, but don't get so upset about it, because if you're not doing that stuff no more, what are you worried about? Thank you, and have a nice day. God bless you.